Right, welcome back to M&T. We won't be continuing the MEIOU campaign. French Revolution seems to crash it every time. In fact, I've got a save game right here, which brings me to the month of the crash. However, I don't dare touch it because as soon as I click on it, the game crashes. Once it's done loading in, of course. So this time, if you've seen the drawing time-lapse, you'll know that we're going over here to Africa. The jungles of Africa. One continent we haven't been on yet. To the Congo, which starts in an excellent, absolutely excellent position of having 2 tech levels, no idea groups, the animist religion, yeah. At least there's one good thing about them. They happen to be the power of the region. They've got more population than anyone else here. In fact, I think perhaps even, yeah, they have the majority. They might even have at least a third of the population here. Also, as a side note, all the countries you see here aren't going to stay. I'm not going to leave them in just because. Oh well. Actually, I could. Nah. Ah, it's finally finished. I am recording, right? Yes, okay. Some would say that the tribal kingdom of Congo is a country with an insignificant past. While this is clearly more jealousy than truth, our past is not as important as the glorious future in store for our people. Alright, so, something special about the Congo. Not just the fact that they have animus, which, well, isn't great. The only good thing is plus 100% chance of new air. Woo! So the high level of tolerance. Something that will also have to be noted is the fact that I start with tech level 2. As a result, I go to the build menu here. I can build a harbor, a commune hall, and the city hall, no, town hall, the city hall, and a local university, as well as a temple. And that's pretty much it. Everything else requires, the marketplace requires Diplo Tech 4, so does the warehouse, and the workshop requires Admin Tech 4. Yeah, we're not in a great position at all. At least not in the way of... well, technologically. Additionally, my title rank is merely a principality, which gives me an extra diplomat. I have 2 diplomatic relations slots, and because I have Dharma, the Dharma DLC, I do get the vanilla reform system, since that part hasn't been worked around in M&T. So I could actually go down and slowly get buffs, and then choose to become one of these things. Alright, regional relation menu. My general rule is to allow for random information, just so that the Americas don't become pointless. Basically, areas that I directly interact with, areas for countries I will or may directly interact with, as well as places they interact with. Since pretty much everywhere I'm going to interact with colonizers anyway, yeah. However, I'm in Africa, so I'm actually say goodbye to Russia. Inland India. Inland China. Steppes and Siberia. Australia and Oceania, because it needs that stuff. There, let's get rid of those. This will help keep things running, while not throwing away everything that's useful, or possibly important in the history of the country. I'm pretty sure I want to make sure I don't say. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't want to remove the colonizers. They're probably going to be a big point of trouble in the future once that comes around. Alright? The first few years are going to be slow since it's going to be focusing on initializing all the various processes, making sure it all runs right. I probably should actually, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Merchants. Alright, Congo node. This is the node that flows into the Congo node, at least one of the two. Other one is South Africa. Well, see that node. Can't reach it yet, though. My trade range is 30. Yeah. So, no. Among other things, if you take a look at my capital, yeah, the resting point for autonomy is at 56%. You can imagine how bad it is everywhere else. This one is going to hit maxing out at 100. This one is already maxed out at 100. This one will max out at 91%. This one at 88. Already maxed. This one has not. Will max at 96%. And most of the tribals aren't particularly keen on settling. If settlement gravity is negative, which is what it is now in basically all my provinces, it means that more of my population will convert to tribals. I want it to be positive so that they start settling down and helping my economy out. Additionally, if you look at the influence percentages, tribals have 94% influence. Yeah! It just goes to show how bad things can get. Of course, there are a couple ways to get tribals to settle down. One of the best ways is to centralize and then build up cities. In areas where there are cities, pops will start, those tribal pops will start to settle down and become regular rural pops that produce extra food. Of course, it doesn't help that the farming efficiency is at around 16%. And most of the trade goods here are also somewhat poor. Let's get a general. Not great, but it could be worse. Alright, let's call upon the tribals. Request full military support. I'll be getting 24 divisions. Alright, I can peace out. Humiliate. Transfer trade power. War reps. And as much money as I can carry. That was the point of the raid, just to gain money. Show strength. Why not? And that'll help me get a huge quantity of monarch points, especially important is the fact that it's now enough to pay were the points that I used in order to obtain a general. Not just that, but it's also a lot of points moving towards technology. Sawmills. The first sawmills were built in 1328 in order to encourage a steady supply of wood for shipbuilding. I can now fabricate claims! Yay. Navy morale plus 0.25, naval maintenance plus 5%. I can now build the rank 1 military harbor. Yay. Probably should get out of the admin tag before it does that though. Right, Code of Laws. Having a single written set of laws for the nation help to resolve disputes. I get another idea group. Add an extra state so I can actually go ahead. Select one place in order to turn into states. On one hand, maybe I should pick the area with the most development, or most provinces. This one. Or I can pick this one, which is... well, it depends. Are any of them closed? This one is not. This one is not. This one is not. So neither of these provinces will actually lower in autonomy if I were to do that. On the other hand, this one would. It will go down to about 90, 89%. That's the wrong button. So, let's go ahead and state this. Alright, so I've got my pick of all the idea groups. At least at the start. I'm probably just going to go bureaucratic though, because it raises centralization by 10 and reduces autonomy by 10 by the very end. However, I'm not going to grab any of these until later. Since tech level 4 is extremely important, then it gives me a workshop. The other ones, it's not really important until level 10, at which I get the Craftsman's District. Wait. Let me check something. Corporation Guild is out in Tech 5. Oh, okay, there it is. Tech 5 also gives me the Corporation Guild, however, it's not going to be important until later. Since none of my provinces are even close to that level. Well, time to take advantage of the fact that Yaka happens to not have, well, happens to have only one ally. So I can ask Cuba for help. Promise some territory, but if it's anything like last time with Kasanje and Matamba, I can just go ahead and show strength and then boom. Right. Wait, that's the wrong one. I'd like 15 troops, please. Most of them don't end up. Strongly encourage looting. Yeah, I think it's time I made them into a vassal. It does mean I will have to end up cutting off either Cuba or Kazanje as an ally, but they're not really that important. Show strength. Portolan charts and medieval tactics. Finally have enough points for those. Thank you, and Minimum amount of loot, since any more than that will cause trouble with unrest, morale, and stability. Portolan charts were navigational charts using compass directions and estimated distances, rather than the navigator's memory and imagination. They were the beginning of reliable maps. Plus 20 to colonial range and trade range, secular growth plus 3, enables a wide variety of ships. Trade wharfs, so the rank run trade harbor, foreign trading companies, road networks, marketplaces, and warehouses. Medieval tactics. All the elements of medieval warfare are now present, and our generals are establishing standard tactics that our armies will follow to ensure success on the battlefield. Plus 0.05 to mill tactics, plus 0.15 to cavalry shock. I can now work with forts, although I've already started working on them previously. Let's get a warehouse set up here. It will improve trade and production, while also raising urban gravity a bit. Not by a huge amount, at least it will be helpful. Base will increase to about 7. If I remember correctly. Warehouses do 1.5 pace urban gravity, right? So then it would raise to 7. Yeah, okay. The base amount will raise to 7.12. And the modifier will increase from plus 25% to plus 30%. It won't bring it all the way to 10, I don't think so. Would it? No, about 9.4 at the maximum. At the very least, it would stop decreasing population growth. Urban population growth. We'll eventually get to the point where I can plop a workshop down, because you need 10k in order to place an urban production building. So, since we have started, I can't tell anything else has changed here, but I've basically declared a couple wars in order to raid. Mainly did that just for 2 things, well, 3 things actually. One time I grabbed a bunch of money from Congo di Nuanza. Twice I showed strength to Matamba and Yaka for power projection and monarch points. And I also turned Luango into a vassal. I have them sending trade to me, so I can earn more money. And of course the usual vassal income, although it's very, very little. 0.1 per month. It's still 22.8% of their tax of their income, though. This lets me get use of the tribal monarchy thing. Yeah. It's gonna take a while to reform. A very long while. I'm gonna keep trying to lower autonomy wherever I can, with the help of raising centralization. Although I can only get it up to 25 at the moment. It does help that my education level is a bit low. And it seems to be continuing to decrease since the church funding isn't helping much. That's fine by me. It means more stability, lower autonomy, so money's easier to come by. Although it will hurt my ability to get ideas and technologies. I've also started investing into my capital. I've built up a commune hall, and am just working on a warehouse. The local fortification and the marketplace were already there. I'm also halfway done with the fort, but I did that with manpower right at the very beginning, so with manpower recovering at 14 per month, it's going to be a long while before I can do much. Oh well. It's the Congo. It's going to be a very slow start regardless. Anyway, I will see you again next time. Till then.